Hello. Oh. Cool. So I was watching Martin Shkreli's finance lectures, and he gave lectures with a list of it's kind of financial advice, and he starts out by saying what is finance. He breaks it down into, well, okay, if you want to get into it, you have a choice. You can either invest your own money or other people's money. Investing your own money probably only makes sense if you have a lot of it. You need tools to right, like there's no reason you should be investing your money if somebody else can invest it better. Basically good advice. So I thought I'd do something similar for programming. I was watching, I Googled how to learn to program. Let's do this. How to learn to program. Also, again, like you guys think I'm on drugs constantly. I'm really not. I smoke weed occasionally. I drink occasionally. I don't really do harder drugs than that. I don't think I've taken Adderall or any other stimulants this year. I don't know why you guys all think that. Maybe there's something defective about my brain chemistry. So I'm not going to teach you Vim. If you think you want to learn ParkType, thank you for subscribing. And I'm hoping to get a lot of subscribers to this stream because I'm going to try to educate instead of just... A lot of times when I talk, I'm not trying to be made sense of. I'm thinking out loud, and I'm not trying to explain things such that an audience will understand. So we could say, yeah, look, I can tell you, here's lifehacker.com, the best ways to teach yourself to code. And really, it comes down to just doing it, like almost everything. But I think a question a lot of people have is, what exactly do I do? So let's bring Vim up here, and let's talk about what a program is. Okay? So you have a program. What's the definition of a program? Well, you can think about it like this. A program takes in some input, does some computation, and produces some output. So there's an argument to be made that we should be teaching kids how to program using functional languages because functional languages more closely match this paradigm. But computers don't operate like functions. Computers operate a lot more like Turing machines, which we can get into too. So maybe on one side of an extreme, we have like a high-level functional programming language like Haskell, and then let's not really go lower than C. C and assembly are the same structurally. So you can treat C and assembly like the same thing. C is kind of assembly with a bit of syntactic sugar around it. There's nothing in C that doesn't very clearly map to something in assembly. Please subscribe. I hope you guys like this kind of content, okay? So let's say like languages span the gamut from C over to Haskell, right? Then you can take languages, and languages go in a few directions. You can think of this as like the functional spectrum. And then maybe there's C over to Python, and this is kind of the ease of use spectrum. So in the 90s, it was believed that object-oriented programming was going to be this revolution in programming. That's C going to C++, right? Basically, and you can take it even further, Microsoft created these things called COM objects, and everything was going to be an object to pass around. Smalltalk has this kind of paradigm also, but it turned out this didn't actually improve programmer productivity. The thing that improved programmer productivity was garbage collection. So when you think of a computer, first, I mean, we kind of have to ask the question, what is a computer? So you can think about it like you have a processor that runs a stream of instructions, and then you have RAM. Now, you can break RAM into two things. There's two things stored in RAM. There's instructions, and there's data. So most computers really don't treat these things very differently. When I make a program like Hello World, and I compile this, we can take a look in this program. And that's not even all of it. Yeah. So we have this section here. This is actually the ASCII for Hello World. So it's in the same memory space as the instructions itself, which does the printing of Hello World. Here's the main function. This call to dilid stub binder is actually what calls the printf. So yeah, what is a computer? Processor and RAM. Then you can break down your program. So when you have a program has text. It's called .text, which is the instructions. A program has a stack. A program has a heap, and a program has BSS. Right? So BSS are things like static data. There's a stack, and then there's a heap. Heaps you get to through malloc. Stacks you get to through anything like, this is a variable on the stack. Right. Local vars, also control flows on the stack. Right. If I have a main function and I call A, what this does is pushes the return location to the stack. So when I call B down here, this at the end here is returned by popping off the stack. Okay? So this is a basic idea of what a computer is. Now, there's a whole other direction you can go with the idea of what is programming. Right? There's a practical, like, I want to get a job. Right? Programming for work. Maybe we'll make a note too. We'll call it programming for work. So what does this mean? What does a software engineer do? Well, they don't really write algorithms. You will never in any job have to write a sort algorithm, a binary search algorithm, anything like that. So they don't write algorithms. What else? Well, very few people actually work on, there's some people who work on infrastructure, but that's not a lot of people. Most software engineers are basically translators, right? And they translate a language, maybe we'll call the language business requirements, into code. Right? And there's a whole lot of frameworks which exist to make writing things that meet business requirements easier. If you think of a business requirement like, we need a web page that's going to allow users to, say, leave a phone number where we can call them back, right? There's a lot of frameworks that are designed to do things like that. If you wanted to write something on that, you could use something like Ruby on Rails, right? And that's why, I hate when Vim does that. I don't actually know, right? For like, you know, web apps. There's also this paradigm of Crud apps. Let me get what Crud stands for. The 4 basic types of SQL command: create, read, update, delete. All right. So let's say we want to build Ruby on Rails or similar for web apps, and you're basically creating an app that looks like create, read, update, delete. There's some front end, the view, there's some database, which is the model, and then there's the business logic, which is the controller. Right. So let's say the front end is, let's go back to that. I want to build a portal where my customers can add their phone number such that we'll be able to call them. They have to be able to update their phone number due to GDPR. They have to be able to delete their profile. You can see how it translates to this, right? So this is terrible. You're not, just the same way the word doctor means so many things. A doctor is someone who diagnoses, a doctor is someone who prescribes, a doctor is someone who has bedside manner. A software engineer, like, it's kind of misleading, and it's almost nothing like what you do in school. If you're in school and you're learning how to write binary search algorithms, it's nothing like what you do in practice. What you do in practice is really you're translating from a really shitty language into these things that are like code. And I meet these people, and this is what you're going to learn, what you will learn in boot camps. Right? So, for example, no one who's ever gone to a boot camp would ever get a job at Comma AI. Because at Comma, you don't do this. Nothing at Comma looks like this stupid paradigm. And this is the thing that's going to be replaced pretty soon by AIs. I think about writing this, like, if you want to write the lowbrow version of Backspace, Backspace is basically this. I mean, so here, step 1, build a Crud app contracting firm. Step 2, record all the inputs of my contract developers. Oh no, I'm going to say contract developers. We'll make fun of someone full time. Developers, train AI model to translate business logic into code. Right? Translators. So yeah, if you guys are thinking about a job like this, you know, it's really trash work. You can get paid some amount of money doing it, but monks used to do this. Monks used to like spend time copying. They'd have to, before there were printing presses, they'd have to, well, someone's got to copy the Bible. So that's practically what you're doing. It's not very, you know, it's kind of trash, right? So notice how none of this, go back to this guy here, none of this has anything to do with this. They're completely separate things. A software engineer, a lot of these people who I meet who are software engineers know basically nothing about computers. What they know about is how to translate this shitty language into code is almost giving it too much credit. And then here, so let's think of like Ruby, React, right? think of all the very heavy frameworks. It almost has nothing to do with programming, and it's like you're memorizing weird syntax of something stupid, right? So let's talk about things that are more interesting, right? So I learned this stuff from my kind of hacking background. What is hacking? Well, so again, programs have input, computation, output. So if you want to attack the system, we'll call this a system, right? If you want to say get like remote code execution on the system, right? The question you ask is what input to the system achieves my desired outcome. Right? So again, a lot of hacking is because like the system didn't think to check for what it is I'm sending it, and you can get the system to behave in ways that aren't within the normal bounds of output. So if you think this is actually a function, right? What are the words in function? You have a domain, which is the input to a function, range, or like, y equals f of x, right? So this is a pure model. But most computation is impure. When it's impure, the function doesn't necessarily have to output something in the range. It can do something entirely different. So yeah, I mean, what is hacking? It's figuring out how the function, figuring out how to make the function behave how you want. Right? Now you can use the same paradigm to analyze almost anything, right? Input, system, output. Say you want to change your flight on United and you don't want to pay change fees. Well, you can think of the input is what can I do? Well, I have I can call the United customer support line. The system is the customer support agent, and the output is them clicking a button on their computer that says waive change fees, probably written in some Crud app, right? So if you think about it like that, you think, okay, how do I get the system? What inputs? Well, what do I have control over? I can make multiple calls. I can change the words that I say on each call. You can do things that are completely out of bounds of the system entirely. You can, get the person's real name. You can dox them. You can threaten them. You might go to jail for these things. I'm not advising you do it, but it's all within this paradigm of input, system, output, and that's what is programming: input, computation, output. Thank you for subscribing. No, there is. It's starting to get big. Are we getting people watching this stream? Oh yeah, okay. Now let's get viewers. So when you ask the question, what is programming? How do I get good at programming? I don't understand what it is that you want. Any website, any boot camp will teach you functioning CRUD app programming. When it comes down to hacking, every system is different. If you want to get good at hacking, you just need to practice this basic idea. Remember that one of the reasons I don't play CTFs anymore is because it became too boxed. I feel similarly about competition programming. Competition programming is not about who can cleverly come up with new algorithms. It's just about pattern recognition. Okay, recognize that this is actually a graph isomorphism problem. I can do graph isomorphism. That's NP. But this is actually a binary search over this, and I can sort the list in n log n instead of n squared, and I can solve it in time, right? Yeah, so CTFs are still fun, and CTFs still, like, I think there's some that kind of probably break the paradigm, but a lot of it became the same tricks over and over again, and you just drilled. Once you can drill, it's no longer a test of intelligence, it's a test of, like, you know, are you willing to practice? Are you willing to put 40 hours into a week into learning some relatively useful skill? I shouldn't hate on CTFs, and they're a great way to get into this stuff. It's just a thing like back in the day, CTFs didn't feel as much like this, but competition programming already did. And I have nothing but praise for the time that I spent doing competition programming and learning what there is to learn, and then realizing once you're just going to be grinding, it's time to stop. Hacking and coding is all about learning and applying new skills, so repetition runs counter to what it's all about. Okay. So if you watched my stream 2 days ago, where I did the adding the for loops to Clang, that's another, you can get paid a lot of money if you can do this, right? This is kind of what my Ethereum contract was. Understand, so maybe there's a like highbrow software engineering. Understand a complex system, modify the system to, say, add a feature, ship the new system, meaning like test well and stuff. So there's a whole lot of software engineering kind of contracts or jobs that look like this. Understand a complex system, modify the system to add a feature, ship the new system. If you make yourself challenges, like that Clang for loop challenge that I showed you, you'll get good at this. You want to be a ML engineer. Well, here's the steps to get good at that. Download a paper, implement it, keep doing this until you have skills. No test today. Slack Mage, thank you for subscribing. When you guys say, I saw a comment on one of the recent YouTube videos where you say, "Oh, if only George would do lessons." What is it you want to learn? What is it that you want me to do? What is it that you think you can't do? You want how to get a girlfriend, right? All right, and again, let's use the same paradigm, right? Input, system, output, right? So, well, what are you going to need as an input to the system? I mean, you want a girlfriend, you want women, a system, like, I don't know what you mean. First, can you come up with a definition? Let's come up with an exact definition of get a girlfriend, right? Oh, not Martin Shkreli's YouTube finance lessons. Right, so first define get a girlfriend. The system is, the female mind, and let's say the output is a, let's just say it's an iMessage saying, so we are official now, right? Right. So I mean, you can think about this, right? So I mean, we can use the same sort of tricks we used on the United flight attendant, trying to get the change fees, right? Like, okay. One thing I've learned studying pickup is you don't get better at seducing women. You just get better at screening women. It's not about convincing women to sleep with you or date you. It's about finding the women who are already interested in sleeping with you or dating you. Same sort of approach, and you can treat this like a funnel, right? So let's talk about funnels. So this is a classic sales kind of thing. Let's say you want to sell cars, right? Same approach. You have the top of the funnel, which is like getting the word out, right? You can do this with like advertising. Too many. You get some people who visit the dealership, right? And this is a funnel. Let's say 1,000 people see your ad. Let's say 10,000 people see your ad. 100 people visit the dealership, and let's say 5 buy cars. Right? So what's your ratio here? You have 1% here, and you have a 5% conversion ratio here, and you're falling off your funnel. So we can do the exact same thing here. 100 message is sent to women. We can say maybe 20 replies. Let's say 30 replies. Of every one of those, we'll say we have 5 dates, 2 lays, 1 girlfriend, right? Same idea, right? It's just funnels. So this here is 30% ratio. This is a 1/6, whatever that is in percent, like 18%. This is 40%, and this is 50%, right? Funnels. $1.2K viewers, let's go. No, you don't want a Vim lesson, right? That's like, how do I make a product that make me a millionaire? Okay, all right, getting money. Well, so the thing about getting money is there's only one way to get money. This is capitalism. Capitalism is based around consent, right? And this is kind of the beauty of capitalism. In capitalism, you have a buyer and you have a seller, and both parties must consent to the transaction, right? So if you want to make $1 million, the only way to get money, getting money in a capitalist system is there's one way to do it, and it's convince others to give it to you, right? You can't make money. You can't produce your own money. There is one way to get money, and that's to convince other people to give it to you. Yeah, welcome to NBA bullshit, right? So if you have 2 people and one guy's selling an apple and it's $10 and the other guy's like, I'll give you $5 for the apple, the seller can now say, okay, I consent to your $5, or I don't consent, and there's no transaction. Beautiful, right? Getting money in a capitalist system, convince others to give it to you. So to answer your question, how do you make $1 million from a product? Well, so you can kind of, all right, ready for some MBA bullshit? I'll give you some real MBA bullshit. So you can think about who you want to target your product to. You can either make $1 from 1 million people, you can get $1 million from 1 person, and then there's a whole spectrum in the middle. Let's say $1,000 from 1,000 people, right? And you can think about basically how much effort you're willing to spend on the sale in each case, right? So here, you know, tons can be spent closing the deal. Here, maybe one phone call. Maybe, let's say, you know, a couple phone calls can be spent closing the deal. And this can be like online only, right? So how do you make $1 million from a product? Well, you can either convince 1 million people to give you $1, you can convince 1,000 people to give you $1,000, or you can convince one person to give you $1 million. Right? There's no other way to do it. Now make it look fancy. Put a Lambo on the background and post to Instagram as the new Warren Buffett. Yeah, I mean, but like this stuff is so simple. I don't know how anybody's stupid enough to pay for MBAs that basically like here you go. There you go. There's basically everything you need to know, right? There's so much complexity and depth. I can sit here and type forever if you wanted to go into like detail of how computers work. But nobody seems to care about stuff like that. I don't think that's what you guys care about. How to have 1 million subs on Instagram, right? All right. All right. So yeah, look, do I know how to do shit like this? Yeah, sure, if I cared, right? So fundamentally, you have to, again, Instagram is based around consent, right? So you have a follower and an influencer, right? It's the same basic market economics, except influencer. It's the same basic market economics, except it's not money. It's clout. It doesn't really matter. The same basic idea. So how do you get 1 million subs on Insta? Well, you know, convince 1 million people to subscribe to you. Now there's a bunch of ways to do this, right? So one way to do it is like with appealing content, right? Now there's lots of different things you can appeal based on. You can appeal to novelty. You can appeal to beauty. You can appeal to sexuality. You can appeal to funny, right? So I mean that's kind of step one, and if you don't have appealing content, you're not going to get. Step two is be famous. So this actually works if you guys remember or this is another way to do it. If you guys remember my thing yesterday, famous works on a few different levels, right? So you can say there's FOMO famous, right? Like you want people who fear missing out, right? Like, oh man, I gotta follow this guy, right? You can use fear basically to get people to follow you. There's like the car crash mentality, which is similar to fear of missing out, except maybe this is fear of missing something positive, fear of missing something negative, right? All right, so you could take like maybe Kanye West is kind of a mix of both. Lindsay Lohan is very much in the car crash mentality. Yeah, and then there is like dark arts. All right, so you can buy followers. These followers come from a few different places. There's cracked accounts. There's big Russian people who crack accounts. I think there's some new accounts. Right, you can do little psychological tricks like make your Insta private. If you make your Instagram private, you're appealing to this what's behind the curtain. Follow to find out, bros. Can you explain dynamic programming to you? So go on YouTube. There's plenty of people who've made great graphics for what dynamic programming is. The basic idea is, say you have some function. You have output f of x of y, and you can figure out how to define f of x of y in terms of, say, f of x minus 1, y minus 1, right? Dynamic programming is you build up like a table using the previous outputs to influence the next outputs. But again, if you're looking for an exact topic like that, there's plenty of videos that'll do a better job explaining it than I can. Right. I don't really know, and I'm gonna read some comments now. And guys, if you could I will make it subscriber only if you guys are writing stupid crap. Is this? You guys always say, "Oh, I want to learn. I want to learn. I want to learn." Like, what is it that you want to learn? Do some garbage collection and explain what malloc is. DEF CON sold out. This is actually a really cool stream. Thank you. Here, so we have a VIP. What not to waste your time on? Okay, well, let's break that down using the same sort of mentality, right? So wasting time. So the girl last night on the date told me she has a very interesting life philosophy. If you guys know the story about the fox and sour grapes, the fox is out walking. He sees a grapevine, and there's a big, juicy bundle of grapes sitting up there. And he puts his paws up on the fence, and he tries to reach it, and he can't. He climbs the fence. He starts to climb the fence, but he cuts his paw. And then he's like, yeah, those grapes were probably sour anyway, and he walks away. Right? So this is the traditional sour grape story. And usually people who have this, those angry sort of people, but her take on it was when she cut her paw, it must have been a divine sign from God that the grapes were probably poisonous. It's like a positive spin to the sour grape story. So I don't know, if you go through life, everything that you don't get, you just realize that you didn't want it anyway, and like you put a positive spin on that. This is an impenetrable fortress of psychological, I don't know, but wasting time. I don't know, right? So this gets into existentialism, right? The basic idea of existentialism is you make your own meaning, right? Sorry. Now, you asked if this is all existentialism is, how did people write really long books about it? And you'll have to ask those people. But so, I don't know. My personal philosophy is that there's no such thing as wasting time. Like, it's a stupid, time is just, wasting time is great. That's the point of time, to waste it. Maybe I'll add a caveat to that. Don't fall in funnels, right? If you are in other people's funnels, don't be in Skinner boxes. Skinner boxes, right? This may be don't fall in funnels, don't be in Skinner boxes, and don't be influenced by advertising. Can I explain algorithmic complexity? Sure. Again, let's see if there's good content on this already before I do it. What is algorithmic complexity? Algorithmic complexity is a measure of how long an algorithm would take to complete given an input of size n. If an algorithm has to scale, it should compute the result within a finite and practical time bound, even for large values of n. For this reason, complexity is calculated asymptotically as n approaches infinity. That's what big O notation is. Well, complexity is usually in terms of, okay. So this is a way of thinking about it. How many operations does it take for an input of size n? Right? So you can take sorting algorithms. Sorting is usually a good way to think about complexity. So you can take like a bubble sort algorithm, right? Bubble sort in pseudocode is something along the lines of for I in 1 to n, for j in I to n, or you can say I plus 1 to n, if j is less than I, swap right. So this algorithm is O of n squared. You see this loop, start from 0, I'm not writing in Lua or nothing. So this loop is n. This loop you can be like, well, no, the average is actually n over 2, but n times n over 2 is it's still O of n squared. Right? So this is an O of n squared sorting algorithm. Right? So you can take other sorting algorithms. Other sorting algorithms basically have this idea of we're going to build up a tree. So say I want to sort the list, 3, 5, 4, 6, right? We take a tree, we put 7 on the top branch, right? And now we say 3. Is 3 less than or equal to 7? It's less than, so we'll put it on this side of the tree. Right? And now we do the same thing with 4. So we say, well, okay, let's take 4. 4 less than or equal to 7. It's less than 7. Less than or equal to 3. It's greater than 3, so it goes here. Right? 6, we have the same kind of, well, this turned out to not work too well because the height of this tree is n. But let's say I added something like 10 in. 10 would go here in the tree. I didn't make my tree too nice. Let's say I added a 5 in. Right? The 5 would go here in the tree. And the size of this tree, the height of this tree, is log n. Right? So that's all the sort algorithms that are in n log n time. Basically have some variant of this, right? So it's n inserts into a log n sized tree. So there are actually sorting algorithms that run in O of n. So we can think about, let's say the list that I'm sorting is only is guaranteed to only be numbers between 1 and 100. So I can create maybe this is something like hash sort or something. I don't know what the name of it is, but O of n sort. So I can create an array like count sub 100 for I in 0 to n, count sub arr sub I plus equals 1. Right? And then I can loop through count. And then I say for, well, I just like print you want to print out basically the like the number count number of times. Right. So you see how this is O of n. I have one loop going to n, and then I have one loop going to count, which can be viewed as like a k, and k is small. But this obviously only works if your total number here is small, because the k. If the biggest element in the array were to grow with the length of the array, then this sort would not be O of n. But assuming that it stays at 100, this sort is always O of n. But usually the smallest sort is n log n. I think maybe that explains it better than this. No, we're not solving any leak codes. I'd like to see you improve an open source system that you'd like to see improve and follow along as you help progressing issues and features. People don't want to learn, they want to have your skills. Yeah, they can get fucked. Can I explain binary search time complexity? Sure. So binary search, find an element in a sorted list. Something I say is hacking a lot of times is just binary search by hand, right? So let's say you have an oracle, or you know, we'll just do it straight up, right? So here's a sorted list, right? Let's say I want to find 67, right? So B search 67. So you start out with defining a low and a high. So we'll make the low the beginning of the array and the high the length of the array. So I now take the midpoint. Let's say I look at the array. Array sub mid is 22. Now I know that it can't possibly be any of these, right? So here's my pivot. I say it can't possibly be any of these because 67 is greater than 22. So we can now say low equals mid. So now I'm just looking at this array here. So that's the first run of binary search, right? So again, low is 0, high is length of array, mid, low plus high equals 2. Let's say mid is 1, so we get 45, low equals mid, right? So now we're doing it again for this. And this time mid is 67, all right, run it through, so we can return that. We can figure out what the index in the original array was, all right? So notice that this took 3 steps, which is significantly less than here n equals 7, because 7 is the length of the array. So binary search runs an O of log n time. Again, you can think about it similar to the tree where you're only walking down one path. Instead, let's say instead of this sorted list being put contiguously, it's a tree. How many jumps are you going to have to take in the tree? It's log n. What paper can implement beginner ML engineer? Well, that's a deep. What paper can implement a beginning ML engineer? Oh, I don't know about that. Yeah, data science is largely BS. Anyone who's teaching you, if you're ever learning an object level skill, you're probably not learning the right thing. Object level skills will die out when the tools die out. But if you're learning kind of meta level skills, then they're never going to, it's like truth about the world, right? Are you learning something from nature, or are you learning something from people, right? If you're learning something from nature, good. If you're learning something from people, bad, right? So you can break pretty much everything down into this paradigm. If you're learning, like, physics comes from nature, learning physics is good. If you're learning celebrity gossip, this is just arbitrary bullshit about people. It's bad. So one of the founding themes for the college. So we reject power over people. And this will actually make us ignored by the system. system cares deeply about power over people. Embrace power over nature. So yeah. And then okay, so like answering that question, what is data science, right? If data science means like statistics, sure. If data science means like tooling used at company X, no. Let's define f by for complex s with a positive real part. How do I find all zeros of the function? That looks oddly like the Riemann hypothesis. Most of my math knowledge is in discrete math. I don't know that much calculus. I wouldn't really know how to do that. I mean, I could write a simulator for that. And then we can binary search for zeros, assuming the function's continuous. We can't exactly binary search. Well, those things are going to get smaller too. Complex s with positive real part. Oh god, I gotta do complex numbers too. I don't really know. We want to learn how to learn efficiently, learning strategies. I don't know. Helm.ai is 4 years behind Comma. Some of these questions, like what books do you recommend, how to stay hungry, Elon talks about this a lot, right? So you want to build a knowledge tree, right? You build a knowledge tree, and that means that whenever you learn new information fits into the tree. People who I've met who know a lot of things, it's not even always that they know maybe interpolation is possible. Even if you don't know exactly what's a node of a tree, if you have some nodes nearby, you can kind of interpolate to it, right? Yeah. So it's kind of a framework for understanding. You can root this knowledge tree. So Elon talks about it. Elon roots knowledge tree in physics. I root knowledge tree in information. All right. So my whole input, computation, output is this idea of information. This is a modernist perspective, postmodernist perspective. Right. But both of those things are very, very good ways of understanding. So I mean, how to explain anything. Right. I mean, you know, some of these were like how to get a girlfriend, right? Input, system, output. This is my core paradigm for understanding anything. This is what Richard Hamming was promoted a lot. That's like a Hamming tree guy. Coding theory was one of the classes I took that I couldn't do. It was too hard for me. I haven't seen, so Bezos basically uses this one trick. Bezos is operations mastermind, right? So for example, Amazon ships many packages. When Amazon negotiates with UPS, Bezos has his guys draw up a Amazon shipping plan, right? The plan is, let's say, sales pitch to UPS. UPS, gives real rate, right? Rate, Bezos wins. I mean, that is the Amazon trick over and over and over again. Post-structuralism. Oh, see, I like weird things like this. I really want to meet more. I really want to meet more women and go on more dates of like women who like studied this stuff. You know, I dated this one girl at Berkeley, and she like knew about all this stuff, man. It's a whole world. It's a whole world, and I try my best to understand it. I feel like I'll always kind of be a tourist there. Structuralism proposes that one may understand human culture by means of a structure modeled on language. This understanding differs from concrete reality and abstraction ideas, instead as a third order that mediates between the two. Yeah, and then what's downstream of all of this is the modern trash. Yeah, the postmodernists were trolls, man. I was on the phone with my friend last night, and I was like, you know what? I'm a postmodernist. Like I embrace these. I hold these truths to be self-evident. Yeah, Baudrillard, Derrida, Foucault. And they're trolls, but they're trolls who've shaped the modern world. One thing that I wish I'd done differently when I was younger was actually I rejected almost outright the humanities as being any. They were trolls. People just took them seriously. I mean, they admitted as such. I rejected the humanities as any sort of source of relevance in my life. When, as I've grown up, I've come to realize that the college and the singularity, the science doesn't matter. I think one of the greatest tragedies in history was that these incredibly intelligent scientists built a nuclear bomb and then handed that bomb off to politicians like they're subservient to them. Why? Why is this? Why do politicians or those kind of people have this power? So something that is changing throughout history is power over people used to be everything. Right? If you you didn't, if you lived in a tribe, right? If you lived in a like a hunter-gatherer tribe, the only thing, what made you alpha chimp? What made you alpha chimp was having power over the other chimps, not having power over nature. You weren't a 10x better hunter. There were no 10x better hunters. But power over people is waning, and power over nature is waxing. Waxing is the right word? No, I don't want top 10 best waxing salons. What? Like a waxing like a moon. Yeah, increasing its apparent size. I dropped out of philosophy undergraduate because I realized how much you were just learning to tell logically sound stories to each other about how the world is. I wish there were a place where I could go to learn real humanities. It seems like being self-taught in the humanities is more difficult. I found a few. You come upon a few texts and they're kind of mind-blowing. Sartre, what is literature? This is. Yeah, you should read this. I remember reading that was kind of the first. When I started to realize that there was a huge path to what is running a company? What is being CEO? It's just telling stories. All you're doing is telling stories, and we compete. The world is a big competition of these stories. What is the Wittgenstein versus Turing debate? I have so much to read. I don't know, and I guess this is a lot of what I've been doing off stream, especially now, is just reading, and I'm not. There's no future in hacking. There's practically no future in programming. It's not a question of if the singularity is going to happen. It's a question of when and what will it look like. And it seems like what it will look like will be a lot less shaped by programmers doing the grunt work and a lot more shaped by who's telling the best stories. So, if you want to save the world, you better learn how to tell stories. Please teach me on becoming an expert in programming. So, wait, hang on. What's the central kind of thesis of? By the way, everybody should read Turing's paper. Ramsey, wow, it's all the same people, man. These people are. All biologists want to be chemists, all chemists want to be physicists, all physicists want to be mathematicians, all mathematicians want to be philosophers, and all philosophers want to be employed. Programmers are translators. Yeah. Right. This is what most software engineers do all day. Go learn your stupid frameworks, right? But again, that's my same thing about data science, right? Tooling that will go out of vogue. No. Out of vogue, maybe that's right, maybe that's wrong. Yeah, mimetic there. These basic ideas. Peter Thiel, I read some new Peter Thiel thing. He really went hard on that. Do I think today we have less revolutionary, innovative minds in general than before? No. How many people can you name from the 20th century? Like 100, right? There's definitely revolutionary people around today. I think that who's the most revolutionary person I think of the current millennium? Satoshi Nakamoto. If you really want to do things, in some way you got to do them anonymously. I mean that's just I don't know. Maybe that's not that true, but yeah. I mean, look at what Elon Musk is doing, right? There are definitely people who are alive today who are going to be remembered in 100 years. I read the annotated Turing book. Yeah, that's why I read the paper. I'll show for the book. Yeah, I recommend that book. What is a good work ethic to have? So one test that I like to use often, to ask a question if somebody's saying something, say, would anybody ever say the opposite, right? So if you have a politician who stands up on stage and says, the children are our future, I care about the children, they're not really saying anything because nobody would ever say the opposite. So what is a good work ethic to have? I mean, it's a meaningless question because you should slack off a lot and, not really pay attention, do things sloppily. Yeah, said nobody ever. Yeah, I'm chilling for myself, man. I'm Satoshi. What's from less wrong? I'm not saying you should do anything. It's just a framework. It's a framework for thinking. No, see, I'm really not interested in answering questions about myself. Why do you care? I'm nobody. Who are you? You're nobody too? Oh, they're coming after me, man. Oh no, lock your doors, man. I don't know, it's again, people are boring. Nature's interesting. I'm a people too. I'm pretty boring. How do you think about recursion? Just as a stack. All right. SWAT on my house? Oh no, this guy's gonna call SWAT on my house? No, he's not. He's banned. Crud development will go away. Yeah, but it'll just become... Crud development will become the most lowest common denominator, AI shit, Who's that guy in Office Space who's like, well, I take the thing from the engineers and I give it to I talk to the customer and I give it to the engineers, right? That's all it's going to be. Constructivist mathematics. I'm yeah, of course. So my understanding of constructivism says that you can't, the law of the excluded middle doesn't apply. So you can't just make an assumption, find a contradiction, and say therefore the assumption is true. You wouldn't. This is why I really like things like cock, which they have a constructivist cock, which it says if you want to say something's true, you can't just find a contradiction. So I think that finitism, I believe, is true. in a deep philosophical sense, whereas constructivism is just another lens. Where are the differences? What can you not? What can you say in non-constructivist mathematics that you can't say in constructivist, or just proofs harder? Taking the principle of the excluded middle from the mathematician would be the same, say, as prescribing the telescope to an astronomer or the boxer the use of his fists. Yeah, so yeah. Is Google going to actually give me anything for this? I want non-constructivist truths you can't derive in constructivism. I'll say. Ugh, God. Yeah, Aaron Schwartz, take down JSTOR. Fuck JSTOR. Some like learning theory. I don't know about that. Yeah, what I want to know is like yeah, what are the truths, right? And then do they feel? I don't know. I mean, I like intuitionism as well. It's one thing to innovate in the computer science world, but it's another thing to utilize it to make money, which is where you need translators to deliver. What is money? Right. All. I mean, okay. It gets. Yeah, I'm not going to go into this, but if your goal in life is to make money, all I will say is that is never for anybody a terminal goal. Making money cannot be a terminal goal, right? Money itself does not have any intrinsic value. Money only has. Always think about what your terminal values are, right? This is let's find the Slate Star Codex Society Shocks. Yes. Bostra makes an offhanded reference of the possibility of a dictatorless dystopia, one that every single citizen, including the leadership, hates, but which nevertheless endures unconquered. It's easy enough to imagine such a state. Imagine a country with two rules. First, every person must spend 8 hours a day giving themselves strong electric shocks. Second, if anyone fails to follow a rule, including this one, or speaks out against it, or fails to enforce it, all citizens must unite to kill that person. Suppose these rules were well enough established by tradition that everyone expected them to be enforced. So you shock yourself for 8 hours a day because you know if you don't, everyone else will kill you, because if they don't, everyone else will kill them, and so on. I heard the Russians used a similar tactic in order to prevent defection in World War II. A soldier on the front line who's being told to charge a machine gun turret might want to run the other way. But, it is the job of everybody behind them to shoot all the cowards. And if you do not shoot a coward, you're a coward yourself, and you'll be shot by somebody else. Dictatorless dystopia. So think about what you really want money for, and are we really just in one of these dictatorless dystopias? Where's my viewer count? It's gone. And coward is whatever is defined by the Russian system, right? Are we running out of innovative ideas? No. Oh, here we go. Easy example of a non-constructivist proof without an obvious fix. Some digit occurs infinitely often in the decimal expansion of pi. Have we proven that? Oh, some digit occurs. Okay. Perhaps you're thinking of the statement that every digit occurs infinitely often, which is probably open. Yeah. But some digit occurs infinitely often. I mean, yeah, okay, you're right. So the obvious proof there is assume for the sake of contradiction that no digits occur infinitely often. Then, given that there's a finite number of digits, by the pigeonhole principle, pi is not a transcendent number, but we know pi is a transcendent number. Therefore, contradiction, QED. So this is another classic one. Yeah. I mean, but I'm sure you can prove that. The square root of 2 is irrational. I'm sure you can prove that in a constraint. Constructivist proof square root 2 irrational. Direct proof of irrationality. It's a simple direct proof that I found as a teenager. Theorem. Dedekind conductor ideal? What? That's confusing. Okay. Theorem is that it's integral if rational. So meaning it's an integer if it's rational. The proof. Okay, so it's a reduced fraction. So the greatest common divisor is 1. That's using like the extended Euclidean algorithm. Yeah, that works. Sure. Yeah, there you go. That's so much better. It's so much better than the other proof. Oh, Browerian counterexamples, let's say. I think that all of higher education today is whatever the opposite of based is. You know, maybe cucked. That's kind of the problem. Like, there's probably small numbers of holdouts in these tentacleless institutions. Rise of administration costs in colleges. Here, all right, there we go. It's there. Put it this way, administrative spending comprised just 26% of total educational spending by American colleges. 3 decades later, oh, it's not. Wait, huh? Where'd the other spending go? I don't know. Maybe this isn't true. I'm not that interested in looking into the case. I mean, I witnessed this firsthand. I've heard from speaking with a lot of people just how. What does this word mean? Yeah. That's not what I was thinking of, but yeah, I'm not hopeful for the future of the higher education system. Curtis describes it as a state church. Where do I expect newer generations to learn things like lower level programming or theory? The same place everyone else did. What do you mean? People always say this. People always say this about computer science. Man, the kids aren't really going to learn how computers work. Why? Because our math majors don't know how arithmetic works? Like, that's just a sign that someone was poorly educated. It's not going to, like, fade from the world. People say this, but, you know, there's been so many other disciplines, and I have no idea why they think computer science is going to be different. Look up the journal Constructive Approximation. There's so much to learn, guys. I don't really know what approximations and expansions are. By the way, I mean, unfortunately, it's a web archive, but can we look at how nice this web page is? Someone criticized my use of, like, looking at the form and not the content, but the form is an incredibly good predictor of content. A website like this contains truths because there's no other reason for someone to build it. Unfortunately, it's been taken offline. Let's see. A website like this probably contains way less truths, right? Compare the websites. So now we see what's wrong with colleges. I promise our university will have a website that looks much more like this and much less like this. Computer architecture, a quantitative approach. Let's see what we got. College is a funnel. Society's a funnel, man. What? I want to show me the show me the table of contents. He's the president of Stanford? I tried, I click off the Kindle version. I don't think any of them are. Oh, click to look inside. Oh, cool. Let's see what we got. Yeah. I mean, this is, yeah, if you want to study computer architecture, that's like a decent... this is from Google. What takes like 10 nanoseconds to get to L1 cache, 100 nanoseconds to get to L2, takes like a microsecond to get to memory, and it takes like a millisecond to get to disk, or whatever those numbers are. You should know that, understand all of that. Memory hierarchy, there's an old saying, like there's two hard problems in computer science, and it's like search and caching or something. That's the quote? Cache invalidation and naming things. The only two hard problems in computer science: cache invalidation, naming things, and off by one errors. Let's see. Cool. How do you get over 1,000 people to watch you rant about how they shouldn't need to watch people like you rant? I don't know. We're just hanging out and like thinking. I'm gonna go back to reading in a bit. I try my ideas out on Twitch, right? I tried Hammer out and decided there's never gonna be a Hammer. Fuck Hammer. I tried Backspace out and it got a pretty good response on Twitch. The problems with Backspace are more technical and actually comes down to more the question of what is programming. Right? I don't want to make, if you want to do programming for work, if you want to make CRUD apps, like, that's not really what I want to do in Backspace. I mean, the problem I ran into with Backspace is like, are modern programming languages already the best way to describe what you want? How? Yeah. Like, yeah, what is programming really just describing? Is there a more concise language? That's probably a better way to. Yeah. Does there exist a more concise programming language? AKA, what is the next GC? Right. Object-oriented programming didn't deliver the improvements garbage collection did. Not having to deal with freeing your memory. I mean, so my basic thesis is like compilers should do more search. GC is garbage collection. So if I write some C code, let's make a function. Right, so that's all well and good, except for this fact. See, look at A.out's memory usage, right? Its memory usage is growing, and we're going to have to kill it before it keeps using more because there's a memory leak. because what happens in this program is every time A is called, I'm mallocating 6 bytes of memory. I'm taking 6 bytes off the heap. And even though once this while loop comes around again, those bytes are never accessible, it doesn't matter. The compiler, the program's already allocated them. So, to fix this bug, I can do that. And now we'll see that a.out does not increase in memory usage. Right? So a GC would automatically find unreachable pointers and free them. Yeah, so Rust has a separate idea. Rust has this idea of ownership, but it makes Rust very, very hard to code. The beauty of GCs is that they operate completely in the background, and it would make this a valid program to run. I could write this in Go and Go as a GC, and it's fine. If you can find the shortest program that outputs the data, yeah, sure. I shill for the Hutter Prize a lot. Make it subscribers only. You never see my chat. I see your chat, and you're a subscriber. All right. We'll be right back, and then we'll do subscriber only Q&A, and then we'll go back to reading. What problems are we solving today? No real problems. You're shining like a diamond. What are you reading? I'm almost done with my my book from yesterday, White Noise. What is this dud baiting Twitch Prime dud? Can we do a meetup before the singularity? What happens if you pass string copy a character array without a null terminator? I mean, it'll just keep copying to whatever on the stack till it finds a null terminator. Is it any indication that we're not close to an efficient to write language when we have functional programming that's so fundamentally different? I mean, languages are getting better. I'm very, oh man, what I'd give to code in the language 20 years from now. Oh, I'd be so happy. Cameo.com? What was that? I was just like, I can book like famous people to come to my party. Okay, personalized messages. Wow. Oh, I gotta think about my brand, And how to solve constant growth of misinformation. I mean, has that ratio actually gotten worse? Has the ratio of information to misinformation changed? I'm not sure it has. How does one be motivated? Bro, these are just dumb questions. Like, think of why that's a dumb question. What do you... One way to ask if something's a dumb question or not is, like, think about what the structure of the answer you want is. What kind of structure... Like what is the space? What does the range look like of the... What does the output space look like? Like... You are the kind of person who deserves Google, right? Because this one weird trick to stay motivated is what you're looking for there. And that's the only answer you're going to get, and it's not a real answer. So your curiosity is never going to be satiated, and you're going to keep Googling that same crap over and over and over again. There's not an answer. There's less hierarchy in information distribution. I'm not even sure about that. So think about, in some ways, there's more hierarchy, right? Oh, that's, all right. Let me see if I can find, I wish I had a nice way to index this book better. About families. Find the exact quote. They put it in the book a lot better than I'm going to say it, but families are held together based on untruths and commonly shared lies. I think that despite people talking a lot about misinformation, in some ways, from my perspective, when people are screaming about fake news, what they're actually mad about when they keep talking about misinformation is actually that they don't control the narrative anymore. It's not that the new narratives are any less true than the old narratives. The old narratives are all lies as well. It's just there's a different kind of group providing the new narratives. The new narratives are coming from a different place. And I think they are slightly more true than the old narratives, but only slightly. Any advice to crack FANG interviews? Honestly, if they sit you down and they're like, do 2 leak code hard problems, this is why I'm not doing leak code on stream for you guys. It's like, why waste your time memorizing that? It's just insulting. I mean, I think it's insulting to everybody who's being interviewed. Like, they're not checking to see whether you're a good programmer or not. They're checking to see whether you're willing to grind for hours and hours and hours. Ugh. Right? The leak code grind is real. Like, is that the kind of organization you want to go work at? An organization that values you just grinding on something stupid and irrelevant for hours? That said, I think that programming challenges are an incredible way to judge candidates, but not timed ones, right? We have a, like, or at least not time crunch in front of a person. We have a hacker rank challenge for comma, but we give you 4 hours, and if you're good, you can do it in under an hour. It's not designed to be. It's designed to be a freshman weeder test, not some insane. This is how we're truly going to judge you. The speed challenge, yeah, I like the speed challenge. It's kind of, it's more open-ended, but it has it's more open-ended, but it has a clear, rigid evaluation criteria. It's important to have interviews that are have clear evaluation criteria to avoid bias. Don't take amphetamines. So my experience with amphetamines, Adderall, stimulants, is they do not make you better at things. They make you think you're better at things. They trigger this delusion. If I am good at something, I want to believe I am good at something. If I am bad at something, I want to believe I am bad at something. Nootropics are mostly a scam. I think humanities will ever be able to escape structures and hierarchies within nature that combat transhumanism. I'm not sure exactly what that means. LSD doesn't give deep thoughts. It makes you think all your thoughts are deep. I have more positive things to say about LSD than I do about amphetamines. I think LSD shows you something, and I mean, like with all drugs, you know, understand what it has to teach you and then stop. I think I want to go to one of those 10-day meditation retreats. But I don't know. I don't really want to talk about drugs. Drugs aren't that interesting. Joshua Bach, the new god of transhumanism. What's the happiest memory? I don't really like talking about myself either. Most of these things here, I don't really talk about myself. If I do give anecdotes from my life, they're more to illustrate a point. Because anything that I say about myself is personal and useless to you. Don't be like me. It's dumb. You know, I try to give you information so you can think. Don DeLillo, white noise. Some of the stories are made up. Yeah, doesn't matter. I've been drinking recess. Yeah, it's kind of nice. I've never read Euclid's Elements. All right, cool. It's about Pascal's wager. Oh, Pascal's mugging, yeah. It's a funny idea. And this is why I'm not a consequentialist. Many mangoes, that is kind of funny. Things by, oh, you mean just things in general? Oh, I thought like things was like a, yeah, of course. Web app frameworks like Electron. Ooh, why don't we ship the operating system in every, Electron is just Docker, man. It's the same idea. No, I don't know. Anything that makes deployment development easier is probably good. Stanislaw Lem. Can you think of any fun problems to tackle in your repos? If you come up with one. No. Just it's in local folder. I'm probably much more likely to lose it than the cloud. The fuck is a TC? If you want a high TC, you gotta play the game. You know what? There is a Star Trek Voyager episode. TC, yes. Treatment coefficient, yes. Yes, critical care, yes. Just as the doctor asks what TC stands for. Oh, total compensation. Oh, you mean the team blinds. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's Pascal's mugging, man. Yeah, I'd like to go to attend a episode. The problem is I have to like schedule it months in advance. World Signia YT, thank you for subscribing. Jamie turning into a lizard. Man, I loved Voyager growing up, you know? I just want to know where I learned morality from. Star Trek Voyager. So, whatever Janeway believed there, I believe. Alright guys, thank you for watching the stream. If you enjoyed today's stream, I'm going to look at my revenues, and if I got a lot of revenue for this stream, we're going to do more streams like this one. But I don't know. I'm probably not going to stream for a bit. It's the weekend. I got things to do that aren't streaming. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. We like subscribers. Somebody asked me earlier, do I believe that there are some people are better than others? Yes, I believe that subscribers are better than non-subscribers. Iraq Stores, thank you for subscribing. Can you do an IRL stream? Should I like rent out a, you know, they're hyped on the COVID shit. Feels good, man. Subs rise up. Yeah, there's a class system. All Twitch users aren't equal. There's subscribers and non-subscribers. I don't tell lies, you know. Amaflex, thank you for gifting subs. Today's stream is top tier. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, just get a mask or something. Where's my mask? That's right. That's right, boys. Today's flow is better. Thank you. What's OCSP? I don't know. Oh, just some like certification thing. Vic Jack, thank you for subscribing. FaceTime is still funny. Subscriber, open pile, full LiDAR. You take care too, real port. You're a subscriber. You're a good person. Yeah, no, I don't have any certifications. Don't take me over. Security itself is it's all racket. First, we got to scare them about hackers. Then we got to sell them the anecdote to hackers. Antidote, yeah. Thank you. Ranch Leo, thank you for subscribing. This is a take on morality of piracy. I don't believe in universal morality or ethics. Make up your own mind, man. Anybody who's trying to, but I do dislike anybody who tries to preach to you morality or ethics, who tries to tell you how you should act, man, because this is just powerful people. Moral relativist. I have personal morals. I don't talk about, like I said, I don't even really like talking about on these streams. I don't really think I talk about like myself, right? Like even this is not really a comment about myself. This is a comment about the content of the streams. Post more Instagram pics. Goulash. All right. Well, you know what? If I find out about this shit, we're never streaming again. You're banned. And you know what? People DM me all the time. My DMs are full of, can you please unban me? Yo, dude, can you unban me, sir? Yo, can you unban me? Bro, you're banned for life. I don't think Jane was a moral relativist either. It's true. Can I ban you? I'm not gonna ban you. You're a subscriber. You're a good person. Good, I'm glad. If Ro Jogan was like a mockery of the podcast, I would totally go on Ro Jogan. Like a mockery of that whole format. Ro Jogan. Yo, is there really a Ro Jogan? Let's check it out. Ro Jogan! Laser Cat Boss, you're close to getting banned. You don't care if you're a subscriber. Bro Jogan. There's nothing wrong with the format. It has more to do with the reach. This is why I wouldn't go on Joe Rogan. Ham Saris. I just imagining Saris. Wasn't that the bad guy in Galaxy Quest? Alright guys, thank you all for watching. Good afternoon. Go learn real things.